Kian, do you like to read different stories?
Yes, Mama.
What kind of storytelling do you like?
About fairy tales.
Wow, very good, Kian. Now, I will tell you a story about a man who is most greed. The story was published by Adarna House, written by Onoel Bardolaza and illustrated by Brian Ballesteros. The story is entitled The Greediest of Rajahs and the Whitest of Clouds. Kian, are you ready to learn and discover why he is called the Greediest Rajah?
Yes, Mama.
Okay, listen carefully and learn, so let us begin the story. Once there was a very greedy Rajah. He wanted the fattiest cow, the rowdiest pigs, the juiciest melons, and the sweetest sugar, and the finest silk, and the purest of silver and gold. Because the greediest of Rajah took everything from them. The people of his kingdom were the poorest and saddest. No one too dared defy the greediest of Rajah, called he had the fiercest soldiers armed with the sharpest spears. One day, while the Rajah was sitting near the largest window of the biggest palace, he saw the whitest cloud drifting across the blue heavens. He was absolutely enchanted. It was whiter than the purest carabao milk he drank every day and seemed fluffier than the softest pillows he slept on. "Guards!" he yelled. "Call all the wise men and get me the whitest of cloud." He ordered all the wise men. "If you do not get me the cloud," he roared, "I will have you tied to a pole and beaten by the readiest of ants." The wise men were given the whole night to figure out how to catch the whitest of clouds. Though they know the task was impossible, they stayed up all night, pondering, calculating, and discussing. It was daybreak when the wisest of the wise men entered the Rajah's chamber. "My vulnerable Rajah," started the wise man, "heaven is home to Allah, and only one who is pure and great can come close to it. Furthermore, the whitest of clouds can be only held by the greatest man, and there is no one of this land greater than you." "That is true," ha ha ha, said the Rajah. The Rajah laughed with selfish glee. "Even as you speak, I heard an invitation to Allah for me to visit him." The wisest of the wise men smiled humbly. "So tell me, scholar," continued the Rajah, "how can I go up there?" The wisest and the wise men replied, "We propose that the largest of kites are constructed so that you may ride on it on your way toward the heavens. There you will fasten the cloud to your kite with a rope. After you have secured the cloud in your person, we will pull you down." The Rajah exclaimed, "Bring me the most skilled of carpenters," says the Rajah. Work on the great kite began at once. It was to be the grand as the greediest Rajah, adorned with the finest of emeralds and rubies. The finest bamboo was gathered for the kite, and the softest velvet was used to the Rajah's seat. A rope as long as 1,000 coconut trees was attached to the kite. Everyone was impressed with the magnificent kite except the greediest of Rajah. "The kite should be 3 times as large," complained the Rajah. The tool should be 4 times in shiny, then the times as many chairs should have more cushion, and the tail should be woven with golden threads that glitter at night." The Rajah's wishes were carried out, and the greediest of kites was brought by 50 men to the palace Rajah's courtyard. They did not wait long for the most powerful winds. It started blowing and swept the kite and the Rajah over palace walls. Above towering steeples towards the heavens, and the strongest soldier held on the kite's long rope as the kite went higher and higher and disturbing unhappy citizens. To the kingdom rushed out their house to look at the most magnificent and largest kite ever flown in the kingdom. Even the peasants who toiled in watermelon field straight up to see the stunning sight that graced the clear blue sky. The Rajas was ecstatic. At the widest of clouds was almost within reach. Suddenly the kite stopped racing, for it had become too heavy with all the jewels. The Rajas turned red with rage. He unsheathed his golden bolo and started slashing with blind fury, and the threads that fastened the jewels to the kite, one by the threads, began to snap. The jewels started to fall. The glittering shower of rubies, emeralds, pearls, and diamonds fell over the kingdom. Overjoyed, the people scrambled for the many jewels as they could. Even the soldier holding into the kite's rope let go, for they also wanted to share in the rate of treasures. In their excitement, no one noticed that the greatest of Raja was drifting farther and farther away until he was nowhere in sight. "The legend is gone," a little boy exclaimed, and the people let out their loudest shouts of joy and had gained the most wonderful gems and lost the greediest Rajah. They appointed the wisest of wise to rule their kingdom. He ruled with love and generosity. What became to the greediest of Rajah, no one can say for certain. However, if you look the evening sky long and hard enough, you might catch the glimpse of a distant trail of glitter streaking across the heavens. It is the greatest of Raja still on his kite, chasing after the widest of clouds. So, did you like this story, Kian?
Yes, of course, Mama. It is a beautiful story.
Okay, very good, Kian. What manners Rajas has?
Raja is the greedy, selfish, and rude.
What is a good moral lesson you learned from the story?
The moral lesson that I have learned from the story, please be reminded that we should learn to be contented with what we have. We should not be taking anything that is not ours, because that is a very bad thing to do. Being greedy will not produce good thing, not only with you, but to others. And it will only make you look bad. That's what happened to the greediest Raja.